Now, through a joint operation with the Wildlife Justice Commission, the Nigerian Customs Service on Wednesday, 28th of July, intercepted 196 sacks of illegal wildlife products worth over 22 billion naira in Lagos State. The official statement released after the briefing confirmed that this included 7,137 kilograms of pangolin scales, 4.6 kilogram of pangolin claws, and 846.34 kg of ivory. Addressing the press, the Comptroller General of Customs, Colonel Hammed Ibrahim Ali Rtd, called for nationalism and patriotism in tackling the illegal wildlife trade. And Arise correspondent Laila Johnson-Salami attended the briefing and sent this report.
The Nigerian Customs Service recently intercepted hundreds of sacks of illegal elephant ivory, pangolin scales and pangolin claws worth an estimated 22.3 billion naira. Addressing the press on Wednesday, August 4th, the Comptroller General of the NCS, Colonel Hammed Ibrahim Ali Rtd, described this as a seizure that promises to reposition Nigeria when it comes to dealing with the global illegal wildlife trade.
Happy to announce that our extensive collaboration yielded credible intelligence that triggered swift and comprehensive action by the Customs Intelligence Unit and the Headquarters Strike Force. This led to the evacuation of sacks of different kilograms of pangolin scales and elephant tusks at a location on eastern side of Ijeoma Street, Lekki, Lagos State. Proper examination of the sacks revealed the following. 1. 17,134.40 kg of pangolin scales, which is contained in 196 sacks. B. 870.44 kg of elephant tusks. And C. 4.60 kg of pangolin, all with estimated value of 22 billion. 283,774,850 naira.
Fighting the illegal wildlife trade is something that Nigeria cannot do alone. The Comptroller General explained the necessity of collaboration between nations.
NCS has been in robust collaboration with embassies of US, UK and Germany, with other credible international bodies already indicating interest to join our quarterly meetings that provide platform for shared experience.
As you can see, these are not things that are manifested from Nigeria. They are brought in by foreigners, and then our own people are used as the conduit to export these things. Why should we be the hope of this export?
After the briefing, it was time for questions from the press.
Arise, television.
It's often unclear as to what happens to these seizures after they're seized and people have been trialed and prosecuted. Will we as the press also get to witness the destruction of these items? And can you also confirm the destruction of previous seizures that we've had this year? Thank you.
Absolutely, yes, you're right. We cannot destroy it now because it's going to be part of the evidence for the prosecution. But as soon as the prosecution is over, the law and guidelines allows us to destroy. And by when we get to that point, I assure the members of the press that we'll make it public so that you witness, because you are the eyes of the people. And we need you to come and see the total destruction of this. So you will be invited. But we have to allow the legal process to go through before we get to that point. This is not the first, this is the second, but this is the largest we have ever seized. First and foremost, the suspect that we have now, 3 of them are all not Nigerian nationals. The kingpin also is also not a Nigerian national. Which that means that the only onus on us is to try them, find them guilty, and jail them in accordance with the law.
Unfortunately, since 2015, Nigeria has been Africa's key transit hub for the illegal trafficking of pangolin scales and elephant ivory. However, seizures like this do present hope that tables can be turned if law enforcement is strengthened and consistent. Laila Johnson-Salami, Arise News, Lagos.
Wonderful reporting by Laila Johnson-Salami, who joins us now on the morning show. Hello, Laila. Great to see you.
And Rufai, good morning.
Good morning. Well, can I just pick out something the Comptroller General said there that struck me? He said, this is not the first, this is not the second. However, this is the largest. So something is wrong here. It's on the rise. How do we de-incentivize this action?
Certainly, Adesua, things are on the rise. There hasn't been much talk about this until now, really. Since 2015, Nigeria has emerged as Africa's key transit hub for the trafficking of illegal wildlife products, particularly pangolin scales and elephant ivory. However, I will correct something that the Comptroller General did say. This is not the largest seizure that we've had so far this year. This is the third largest seizure that we've had so far this year. We had two other seizures earlier on this year that were more tons of pangolin scales. However, this is the 9th largest global seizure that we have seen since 2019 of pangolin scales. So you can see here that things are getting bad. However, we do have to commend the Nigeria Customs Service and other agencies that they work with, because we are seeing more seizures in Nigeria, and hopefully we can take away that place that we're currently holding as the #1 hub, transit hub, for the illegal trafficking of elephant ivory and pangolin scales.
Well, very quickly, about the law. The customs chief was referring to the law, but this was a crime that was committed in Lagos State. And Lagos State has a wildlife conservation law. Where is the Lagos State in all of these matters for a crime, committed within its territory? And then again, the customs chief will seem to have jumped to conclusion. He was saying, yes, this is pangolin scales and elephant talks worth about, 22.3 billion in transit through Nigeria, and that they will be destroyed. If the value is about 22.3 billion, why should they be destroyed? Wouldn't there be another option? And shouldn't the matter before the court ask for other prayers, so that perhaps if these materials were to be sold, since we're confronted with a federal complaint, then Nigeria will be the beneficiary rather than the persons using Nigeria as a transit point. But I guess, however, that what Nigeria has done is to establish its commitment to the international convention known as CITES, which is the Convention on International Prohibition of threat to endangered species. That was enacted in 1973, and Nigeria domesticated it in 1975, and in 2014, we had another CITES Act prescribing stiffer penalties. What's your take?
Thanks, Doctor. So as we know, like you said, there are laws in place. We are signatory to CITES, like you mentioned. However, what we've seen and what led to Nigeria becoming a major transit hub for the illegal trafficking of these products is the fact that laws have not been enforced all across the country. And it's become easy for these traffickers to pay bribes and find their way out of this. There's also a huge lack of political will. So we do need to see state governments stepping up. We are seeing a bit more of that now, because there is more of a global conversation around the trafficking of wildlife products. However, we do need to see more in that regard. Now, with regards to the destruction, you cannot destroy these products until people have been trialed and prosecuted, because obviously this serves as evidence. However, once we've gone through that stage, you do need to destroy these items, because if you don't destroy these items, which by the way don't have any other use, they're heading off to China and other countries to be used for jewelry and traditional medicine. However, there is no proven use of these items such as pangolin scales, pangolin claws, and elephant ivory. By destroying these items, you send a message to huge global trafficking networks that Nigeria is not going to stand for this. We saw it in Kenya in 2016, I believe, when Kenya held the largest ivory burn that the world has ever seen. Even in China, they've held ivory burns as well, because it's important to send that message out that we're countries that are not going to stand for this. You can't just say you're going to pass these products through our borders and get away with it. So the only option here really, after trialing and prosecution, is to destroy these items, yeah.
Okay, so that to add a quick footnote, even pangolin scales are used in China for aphrodisiacs.
Okay.
We have.
Okay.
And skin ointment. Okay?
Okay.
Traditional medicine too.
All right. So for me, Laila, seeing that mammoth sacks and sacks of pangolin scales and ivory tusk just brings tears to my eyes. Just imagine the number of elephants that must have been killed, to get all of that. A number of lovely, sweet-looking, adorable pangolins that must have been treated in a very heinous way to get all of that. My question is, what is CITES doing to stop this? Because CITES regulation even covers those endangered species from when they are still in the bush, before farmers can get close to them. And in the domestication of CITES, it's under the purview of the environmental ministry. They're supposed to take care of this. We're supposed to have, forest rangers and the likes that can protect them, because some of these are also, they also get some of this from games reserves in this country, which is supposed to be protected. So where do we nip this in the bud? In fact, for you to see that amount that the custom is stopping, it's an indication that we have failed. That's failure there. It's not success.
Certainly, Rufai, there has to come to it. We have to come to a point where we do nip this in the bud. I wouldn't describe it necessarily as a failure. We know the position that Nigeria has been in since 2015, and honestly, we have not seen seizures like this coming into the news that often over the past few years. However, this year we've seen a lot more of it. Now, this problem goes deeper and darker than most people can actually imagine. If we even move away from animal products, right, like pangolins and elephants, the biggest and most lucrative form of wildlife crime today is the illegal trade of rosewood. Half of our forests, more than half of our forests, have been chopped down for rosewood. What is rosewood used for? Rosewood is used for luxury furniture, mainly in China. So we're getting rid of our forests to provide luxury furniture in China. There was a huge scandal in 2017, around signatories to CITES documents on rosewood that had gone to China and was being held because it didn't have the right approval. Meanwhile, a couple weeks later, 4,000 signatures, CITES signatures, turn up with the Chinese officials, and they passed $300 million worth of illegal rosewood through their borders. Now, this is an investigation that has had different conclusions as to where this went wrong, but there was a huge indictment of the Ministry of Environment. We nipped this in the bud by starting, and I believe with the media, spreading the word around to the people that this is exactly what is going on right now in Nigeria. This is the position that we are in, and we need to start speaking about this so that this comes to an end. You cannot be chopping down our forests for your luxury furniture. You cannot. We need our forests. We need our forests. So this does have to come to an end. And honestly, Rufai, I believe it starts with us here speaking about these issues, making sure that the public is informed. 22 billion naira worth of wildlife products is not a joke. That picture that you saw of the elephant ivory and the pangolin scales is, some people say, some conservationists that have seen that picture have said it's equivalent, literally equivalent to the entire elephant and pangolin population that we have in Nigeria today. Wow. So there we go.
Well, except that this was in transit, not from Nigeria. But
all right.
Great work there. Laila Johnson-Salami, good to see
Thank
you. And to see you glowing. Excellent.
Thank you, Dr.
Excellent
Abati.
work there. Thank you very much indeed.